Oh, hey, world, did you know that America's farmers voted for the dumb fuck 78%? And did you also know that they have filed a lawsuit against the big fat fuck in the White House because, you know, Joe gave them money and Donnie took it away. So let me get this straight, you dumb fucks. Joe gave you money to bail your stupid asses out. You know, you guys couldn't pull yourself up or something from your bootstraps. It's okay for you to take the socialism, but abso-fucking-lutely not that single mom. Yeah, so you were gonna take it from Joe. You were so excited about all that money he was gonna give you. And then Donnie came in and ripped that contract right the fuck up and said, the Reduction Inflation Act is no longer. And now you dumb fucks are literally suing him because you're gonna lose your farms. Good. Oh, Danielle, you're rooting for an American company to go under? Fuck yes, I am! I voted for you to stay in business! I screamed at the rooftops for years about what would fucking happen if Donald Trump was put back into office. And 78% of you said, fuck you, we know better. And now 78% of you are super fucked. Actually, all 100% of farmers are super fucked, but the 78% who voted for it, I hope you fucking lose your family farm. In fact, I hope you have to pack up your entire fucking existence and hopefully not be houseless because the dumb fuck you voted for made that criminal. And also, are you confused about where all your workers are? Again, your dumb fuck took them to an unknown location, so you can't even find them if you wanted to. So yes. Oh, and by the way, you dumb fucking farmers, do your damn research. JD Vance bought fucking lots of stock in real estate in buying up foreclosed farmland. That's weird. But it's almost like he knew what was gonna fucking happen when Trump took away the Inflation Reduction Act. They're too stupid to even understand that. I don't even know why I'm trying.
Hey, y'all. So, American farmers are now praying, especially in Arkansas. They out here at town halls praying for relief, asking for bailouts when they're the same people who voted against bailouts because they said, you know, we shouldn't be bailing people out of situations. Now they're on here crying about they're about to lose their farms. And one of the guys, his name is, his page on here is Rolling Homies. He's on a whole tirade, mad at us and saying, so this is what y'all gonna do? Y'all are saying that, you know, just who cares about the farms because how we voted? It's not very American. Sir, it wasn't very American when you decided to vote against minorities, your wife, your daughter, and frankly, your own damn self. That wasn't very American. You voted for a pedophile, racist, who doesn't care about anybody but lining the pockets of himself and his rich cronies. And what you failed to do is realize that we were telling you what was going to happen, but your racism took place and you didn't want to vote for the black lady. The black lady who had a plan for farmers. Y'all let racism win, and now you're mad at everybody else because you made a choice and you let racism win. And instead of you being mad at Donald Trump, you're coming for all the people telling you, oh, well, this is what you get. And you're in your feelings. This is a classic weak ass, mediocre white man trope. Y'all sit up here and be in your feelings about shit that you created. You started this. Y'all created this. You and your wives and everybody else that voted for this, because black people overwhelmingly voted for Kamala Harris, who had a plan for you. So while you're sitting up here saying it's un-American to want businesses to fail because what's going to happen is foreign entities, and it's probably that company, I think it's called Acre Land or something to that matter, they come in and they buy up farms and then they resell it. And so you're on here saying, well, you're going to let a company come in and buy American land, a foreign company come in and buy American land and take our farms away. No, you did that, Bookie. You did that, Rolling Homies. You and your homies that you roll with did that when you voted for Donald Trump. And if you want to be mad at anybody, go on over to Pennsylvania Avenue and talk to him. But get off this internet trying to come for us and saying we're going to be sorry when we lose our food. Man, we are losing benefits, people losing jobs, people losing houses, people losing education benefits. People are losing the ability to buy food because they can't afford it. What are you talking about? Why do you think y'all the only ones affected? And the only reason y'all are saying something now is because the trickle has happened and it started to affect you. But you did this, sir. So what I need you to do is have several fucking seats. Go talk to your cronies. Y'all better figure something out. But we ain't got nothing for you. You got what the hell you voted for. And if you're mad about that, you can be mad at yourself. Take accountability. That's a start. That's what everybody else does. Figure it out.
Farmers are broke and they're asking for a handout. Socialism, which 2/3 of them voted for this moron in chief in the White House, and now all of a sudden now they need socialism, something that they say they're against, but always telling everybody else to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. They don't deserve any fucking thing. If we as Americans couldn't get a simple $20,000, upwards of $20,000 off from our student loans, then you can't get a fucking bailout. You deserve to lose everything. You deserve to lose every cow, every pig, every soybean, every piece of corn, your house, everything. You deserve to lose every fucking thing because you voted for this. 2/3 of you voted for this because you hated the fact that there was people in this country that was different than you, that didn't believe in the same things that you believe, that wanted everything for everybody. That is what we was voting for. We was voting for you too. Any of us, any black person, any woman, any queer people, anything. All we wanted was for everybody in this country to have a fair shake, to be able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and do fine, which everybody could if we actually had empathy in this country and gave a fuck about each other. But we know the type of people that I'm referring to that don't care about other people. They just care about themselves. And now you want to cry and boo-hoo and ask for help and for socialism when you are the one that's in need of help. No. Absolutely not. They don't deserve that. You deserve to lose your farm. You deserve for a big corporation to come in and buy up every fucking thing. That is what you deserve. You deserve to lose your house, your car, your everything. Because you need to be taught a lesson. And one thing I was always taught growing up, and it's the saying, I know a lot of you know it, especially my people, is a hard head make a soft ass. You need to learn the hard way. You need to lose every fucking thing, everything, and learn the hard way. Pull yourself up by their bootstraps.
Today in Trump's America, small-town farms in Arkansas are begging for welfare. They can't sell their soybeans to China. Who knew that so many farmers were making $10,000 an acre from China? Who knew? But instead of pulling up their bootstraps, they're going for welfare. They're going for subsidies. They're going for American handouts. Just mere months after saying, we don't support welfare programs, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, cut everything to these LGBTQIARSTUV people. Pull up your bootstraps, Arkansas. Sell something Americans want to buy. Talk to your man, Donnie Darko, about the Department of War, because hell, they might be coming to your town soon. He might be bringing the National Guard to Arkansas and you won't have any farmland left anyway. Look, folks, Donnie Darko is destroying America, and if you can't see it, it's a part of the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025. Go look it up. It's a blueprint. Donnie Darko is following it to a T.
So, watching these farmers on the internet and in these interviews on these news channels brings one thing to mind to me. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So you mean to tell me you want the federal government to bail you out after you voted the way you voted? You voted for this. Mind you, this freak did the same thing to the farming community the last time he was in office, and you all had to be bailed out. So you want taxpayer dollars to bail you out again when this is what you voted for. The level of delusion and privilege is mind-blowing to me. And then you're upset that people lack empathy for you when you had no empathy for anyone else. You voted the same lunatic in office, and he screwed you the last time, and you're shocked that he's screwing you again. Make it make sense. Like I said before, MAGA, y'all are not smart. Y'all are not smart. I'm not sure why you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. So you shouldn't get any sympathy. You should not be bailed out. You should sit in it because this is what you voted for. These are your choices. And you can't say you didn't know because he screwed you the last time. But now you want us to feel bad for you, and you want our tax dollars to bail you out. Make it make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And you should have to sit in it. You should have to deal with the consequences of your choices and the consequences of your votes. Because you knew better. Because he did it before.
Those Arkansas farmers crying up and down the timeline are killing me because they just discovered that racism and hate is very expensive. You voted for Trump for no reason because you could have taken 2 seconds out of your day to look up the policies that would directly affect you. As a farmer, why are you voting for somebody that's going to implement the stupidest tariffs? Why are you voting for somebody that is gutting infrastructure? Why are you voting for somebody that is going to have your land basically taken? I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to afford that farmland anymore, and it's going to be scooped up by all these tech companies and AI companies, and they are going to put these factories right on your land, and you are going to go obsolete. So congratulations, and you effed around and found out.
So that's what we got for American farmers, is zero empathy. We want them to fail. That's what you're saying out there. That's what Americans are saying right now.
Yes, that's what we're saying right now.
Well, next time you'll vote the right way, or that's what you get for who you voted for.
Yeah, that's the way you voted. That's the fuck around and find out.
Doesn't sound very American of people, but here lately, that's all we're doing is complaining.
You voted for a con man, a felon. I don't know what to tell you.
Is an American business to fail. I don't know how much more we're going to see for the next 3 or 4 years. Last thing I want is an American farmer to go under because us as Americans didn't want to do anything to support them. I don't care what side of the fence you're sitting on in this. The last thing we need is our land to be gobbled up by our corporate people to lease it out to another country so that they can come in and do what they want on the soil. Think about it, people.
So if you could change back time, would you still vote for him? Because Kamala was going to help you guys. Donald was not going to help you. When he was going to make people rich and lower their taxes, he didn't mean you. This is just the FAFO. Sorry. And you said it best. You're sitting on the wrong side of the fence.
So for those of y'all who've been keeping up with recent events as it relates to the farmers, right? We talked about Nebraska, and then we talked about Iowa, and all of these farmers, are losing their minds because they're losing their farms, and, they're scared. Well, let me tell y'all what I heard today. So the lobbyist groups for the farmers are proposing another bailout of $16 billion. The last time Syphilitic Sid did this in his first administration, they received a whopping $24 billion in bailouts. Well, this time around, Syphilitic Sid said he doesn't know if he can do that. He's not sure that that's something that they can accommodate. Look, I love the farmers. The farmers are wonderful. They farm, right? They farm. But, we're trying to cut fraud and waste and a lot of unnecessary spending. So now these people and their lobbyists are trying to get bailouts. But what I want to understand is, what happened to you got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps? What happened to we voted for him because he's a great businessman? What happened to we're going to put our trust in him because he's going to help us. Help y'all do what exactly? Lose your farms? Yes, that part. Because you know who invests in these companies that buy up bankrupted farms? Your vice president. So, to all you farmers that voted for this, thinking it was going to be like the last time and he was going to give y'all a bailout and y'all would get those subsidies to support yourselves and your farms and your families, it's not coming. Not this time around. It's not coming. You can just forget it. So, I wish you well. I hope it works out for you. Maybe, somebody can whisper in his ear and change his mind. You might want to reach out to Ivanka because she's his favorite and he listens to her, I guess. But they're not really speaking, ever since the insurrection. But I don't know. This is just word on the street. It's just gossip, but you didn't hear it from me. But, good luck.
So the people who say no handouts just lined up for a handout. Now tell me why farmers in Arkansas are standing outside with their hands out again, begging Uncle Sam for money. See, when it's regular people struggling, rent too high, groceries too ridiculous, can't afford health care, the answer is always from these people, stop complaining, stop asking for handouts, and pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Farmers in Arkansas are crying out to the feds for stimulus money like it's open mic night. And look, I get it, because times are hard everywhere. But when you plant your crops, raise your cattle, take on the risks of farming, wasn't that a personal business decision? So why is it on me and you to make sure that that decision keeps paying out? Because see, when you and I make bad decisions, government doesn't cut us a check to make it right for us. Now, let's connect the dots here a little bit. These are the same people voting for the same politicians who say government is the problem. Yet as soon as the tractors stop running and their profits dry up, government magically turns into a solution for them. Ain't that funny and ironic? The question is, do we owe farmers any help? Or do they need to practice what they preach? Figure it out. Tighten that belt. Leave taxpayers out of it. Because last I checked, it's really not our problem to fix somebody else's gamble.
So I saw that the soybean farmers in the state of Arkansas are having a find out phase. And you know what I hate to say? I told you so. No, seriously, I'm really sick and tired of the fact that the left keeps having to say, I told you so. Because we didn't want anybody to suffer, okay? We voted for everybody to survive and thrive. And you voted for the suffering of other people. And here we are. You are actually the one who is paying the price and suffering. Because you can't sell your soybeans to China because what's that? Tariffs. You can't get that new farming equipment that you needed because of why? Tariffs. Didn't the experts tell you that? Didn't people warn you this would happen? But no, you let your internalized hate, racism, and misogyny override literal facts that were right there in front of your face that made you vote against your own best interests. And here you are, expecting a government bailout yet again. You didn't want anybody else to get government bailouts. That's socialism, and you don't like that. So what makes you so different and so deserving when you voted against government money going to anybody who has stumbled upon a hard time? Why do you get it? What makes you better than other people? Again, I don't like that we are having to say, I told you so. Okay, I wanted you to do well. I wanted you to survive and thrive. But this is what you voted for.
I need all the farmers for Trump to come to the front of the class because I hear you're asking the rest of us for money because Donald Trump's tariffs are going to financially ruin you. And what's so funny about that is didn't Donald Trump and his tariffs bring you to the brink last time because he got you into a trade war with China. And now China is basically cutting off corn, soy, all agricultural products, and they're looking to other places like Canada, Brazil, anywhere else they can get agricultural products, and U.S. farmers are the ones left holding the bag. There's a soybean farmer that's been making the rounds here, and he's saying, I voted for Donald Trump 3 times, and I was glad to, and I like his policies, but these tariffs are hurting us, and I need you to stop this, Mr. President. And they're asking us for another bailout, the taxpayers, another bailout because they decided to vote for Donald Trump for a 3rd time. That's a fuck around and find out, my friends. And I'm not here to help financially support these people. They want to bitch and moan, all these people on the right, about people being on welfare and people needing handouts. And well, farmers, wear those bootstraps that you guys like to talk about all the time. Why don't you find them and pull yourselves up from them? Because we are tired of bailing you out. I understand that if you don't get bailed out and these tariffs ruin you guys, it's going to have a huge impact on the rest of us. But I knew that before the election. I knew that when I was stumping for Kamala Harris and telling people not to vote for Donald Trump. So you're fuck around and find out. I hope it's a little more personal because you guys decided to continue to vote against your own interest and cut off your nose to spite your face. It's time you sit in it for a minute.
It's Mamaw, and welcome to my porch. Well, I'm hearing a lot about these farmers that are upset that this is not what they voted for and they need help, they need bailed out because Taco in 8 months' time has shut down USAID, which bought a lot of our farm goods. They have really reduced SNAP benefits, which is under the Department of Agriculture. So we've done a lot of things to hurt farmers. Now, I am 100% behind if we have a drought, we have flooding, we have tornadoes, we have any kind of massive weather event, even the war in Ukraine where the world is being reduced of grain, that we should kick in and help out. I'm all for that. Absolutely. What I'm having heartburn with is why we would bail out farmers who voted for Taco, who every farm in this area, they had Farmers for Trump signs out. Absolutely anything he wanted to do was fine and dandy as long as they thought they were screwing the other guy. Because what we have now is them crying, well, we didn't vote for this. No, honey, this is exactly what you voted for. And now it's coming back to get you. Remember, karma. Whatever you wish on somebody else is going to come and get you. We have food rotting in the fields because we don't have farm workers. They're afraid of ice. This is all related. So we already give farmers farm subsidies to not farm. In fact, a lot of corporate farmers and big conglomerates that get together to buy land file their property in as a farm subsidy, or what they used to call soil bank, and the government makes their payments for them. So now they're not happy. Well, you just remember, all of you who are members of the Farm Bureau and your grain associations, or the American Cattlemen's Association, or Beef Association, or pork farmers, you just remember, this is exactly who you endorsed. This is exactly what you voted for. And these tariffs and things, this is exactly what he said he was going to do. You just didn't think it was going to affect you. Stay salty and use your outside voice.
I tell you what, if the federal government caves in and gives these whining white farmers in Arkansas and all over the country welfare checks that they are crying and begging for because they are dealing with the consequences of their vote, then I hope that the National Black Farmers Association gets together and files a class action lawsuit against the government, just like those white farmers did in 2021 in order to block stimulus aid to black farmers. They sure did. They filed a lawsuit in 2021, white farmers, including those in Arkansas, to bar the federal government from giving a $4 billion stimulus package to black farmers and farmers of color because they felt it was reverse discrimination and it was unconstitutional. Well, if the federal government turns around and gives them money, then yes, National Black Farmers Association, please get together and file the biggest lawsuit that you can against the federal government. I've tagged John Boyd, who is the founder of the National Black Farmers Association, in this video. You all please go follow him, learn more about the National Black Farmers Association and how you can help them fight for economic justice for our black farmers. Thanks, y'all.
What's up, my good people? It's your girl Beryl, and thank you so much for all of you who have been able to subscribe to my channel. Guess what? We are at 69 subs. Yes, we are at 69 subs, all because of you. So I appreciate you. Mwah, kisses all over. So I know we are going to head to 1,000 subs. How? I believe in you and I believe in myself. So let's go dive into exactly what's going on, the topic, what the consequences of these farmers, what they're facing, and why are they begging for bailouts. Like, you voted for this president, why are you asking us to be part of your consequences? When we tried to help you, were you there? No, you didn't want to choose the right decision. You are choosing a president based on color, based on policies that when you sit down and look and review them, they are not going accordingly to what will benefit you. Mhm. So these farmers, they planted their red flags, their red hats, and now they are just chanting. They love MAGA, they want Donald Trump, they believe in his policies, and they were among the staunchest, those who truly believed in Trump's policies 101%. They put their trust in him so much that it hurts when they're now seeing that none of it is happening. They were the ones who are crying and begging that they need this president to take control. And imagine he promised them that he's going to make the economy prosper and all that. He just said it, but there are policies and all those things that were there to be read and followed. We even warned you. Social media, everybody, the news was there. Don't behave like you never saw this coming. You saw this coming, but you still went ahead and chose DT. Now you're crying your hearts out, crying for bailouts, like bail me out. But this is a desperate plea, honestly. Like, or is it just a dramatic twist of fate catching up to them? Or is it karma? Either way, I think it's the same. It's just karma. So in the hearts of America, the rural communities, the rural farmers, they're now begging and crying. There are high tariffs, man. There are high tariffs. We have the climate changes. Farmers are crying all over. We have the soybean farmers. Like, there's a lot. Costs are high. You've watched the video compilation that I've shared, right? Of exactly, people are now bashing out, telling them, FAFO, F around and find out. You chose this person. You believed in their policies. I understand mistakes happen, but there's a farmer who goes ahead and says that he's voted for Trump not once. Not once, but I think twice. Like, and he isn't regretting till now. The consequences are hitting him now. Now he's the one coming begging for bailouts, crying. Okay? They're the ones who are marching back and forth those times, campaigning and chanting they want to make America great again. Isn't this the America that you wanted? I think by now America is great for you because you got what you wanted. You got the president you wanted. You cried, you prayed for. You said he's a Christian, he's godly. Okay? So whatever is happening to your farms, to your communities, is exactly what you wanted. You get what you want. Okay? And now they're going back to the White House. They're now demanding for rescue. They're demanding for help. Demanding, remember, not even asking for it. They're demanding because the same president who they chose has neglected them. Tariffs are high. Okay? Inputs are increasing. The cost is high. Machinery's costs are rising high. They have no workers because most of them hired immigrant workers who have been deported by the same government who they voted for. They prayed, they chanted, they spent sleepless nights. They went online saying, "Oh, he's gonna make America great again." I can never forget that line. And now they're there chanting, "Oh, Mr. President, give us what you told us. Give us what you promised. This is not what you told us when we voted for you. You said you're going to help us, but now he's silent. Tariffs are high. You are now asking for bailouts from our taxpayers' money." They are innocent taxpayers who didn't want this, but now you, because of your decision, your selfish needs, you want bailouts. Okay? So, not everyone is actually buying that argument. So, across social media and Washington alleys, backlash is erupting. Why is the backlash there? Because of all the information I've just shared. They chose someone who does not care even a single bit for them. And the United States really depends on agriculture a lot. Okay? And in September, soybeans they're among the largest imports and exports that go around. They have a large produce that they take to other countries. But now China even just cancelled the deal with them. Why? Because of those high tariffs, because the production is so uncertain. Sometimes because they are going through so much, they can't afford any produce inputs, they cannot afford so many things. Machinery cost is high. They don't have enough laborers. So these immigrants that they wanted to take back to whatever deport, they were really paying them not that much, if I honestly can say, because they were immigrants and they knew it. But when this palm colored man came, told them this and this and this, you're gonna make America great. I know business, I'm an economist, I'm gonna make so many profits for you guys, just help me be in office, and this and this is going to happen. All those illegal people, bro, what's wrong with you? You forgot that these illegal people are the workers in your farm. Now you can't afford those machineries to help you harvest. Now China is canceling all the deals in the United States because we cannot produce enough. Che. Yep, so that's what's going on. That is why there's a lot of backlash. You farfo. Yes. Now they're finding out karma didn't wait that long for this to happen. Yeah, it didn't wait that long for all of these consequences to take place. So yeah, the farmers are now all over social media begging. They're even asking, like, instead of you guys just going online and ranting about us having the consequences, remember that the produce is also going to be less, and people might go hungry in the country. And do you know what people are saying? Do they care? The moment you voted for DT to be in office, they were so ready for so many consequences that when you put such threats online, they're like, okay, we were ready. You're the one who wasn't ready. It seems like whatever he was saying, the propaganda, you believed it. So now, even if we suffer together, we were ready. We were ready from the word go. So the drama is just crazy. And mind you, the extreme weather conditions, winter is almost here, and now less farm produce. And you see, farmers are being forced to sell their lands now, right? Because they can't afford to be getting so much loss. And guess who's buying those lands? The vice president, JD. The vice president is buying those lands, and they're gonna sell them at a higher price or just invest in them. So it's like you're being used as clickbait or something close to that. And you didn't think this through, right? You voted because you don't want a woman in office, you don't want a black person in office. It's 2025. Please style up. Style up. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. So I understand farmers are going through shit. They're going through a lot of drama right now. I just hope that they've learned their lesson, and even though they've learned it the hard way, it just has to happen. That is life, right? But please, next time, choose a president that you understand all his policies and how he's going to or she's going to benefit you. Don't just choose because of hatred. Racism is expensive. No, look at you. You're homeless. You don't have any profit. You're selling your land, ancestral land, I believe. And now, where are you gonna go? Start another life? And this is where you've been raised and all that. Racism is expensive. Okay? Don't just choose because of your feelings. Look at what the policies are going to affect you later. All those years when the president is in office. Because anyway, you're seeing the consequences, all of you, right? So that's all I have for today, guys. We are at 69 subs, and trust me, I believe that by 2025 we are gonna hit 1,000 subs. How? By you clicking that button. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and have a fantastic day. Bye.